Hey folks, this one might be a little bit longer than usual. I'm just going to tell you a little story. The story is entitled How Mel Brooks Saved My Life. And this is a 100% true story. If you know the facts, you can, even if you're inclined, can look up the newspaper articles and look it up. I don't care, it's up to you. Alright. I'm going to say it was 1990... It was like 1990 something. It was the year Robin Hood Men in Tights, the year after, because it was on HBO. Now, Robin Hood Men in Tights was directed by Mel Brooks, and I really liked that movie. I was a big Carrie Elway's fan because of the Princess Bride and all that jazz, and I really liked Mel Brooks' Robin Hood Men in Tights. Really liked it. I was dating this girl who lived in Salem, Massachusetts, and I lived in Beverly, Massachusetts at the time with my folks, and I would take the bus to go see her every day after work. Now, when I would go, I would walk from my parents' house to the bus stop, sit on the bench, wait for the bus, take the bus into Salem, see my girlfriend, take a bus home or get a ride home from her folks, whatever, and then come home. Did the same thing every day, the entire time we were dating, pretty much. So I would always sit on the same bench, wait for the bus. I always get there with about 20 minutes to spare and just wait there, read my books. You know, I think I was reading the Star Wars Bounty Hunter stories, whatever, Tales of the Bounty Hunter. And one day, I'm getting ready to go, and I look on the TV, and Robin Hood Men in Tights is on, and I'm like, huh, I really like that movie. And I looked at my watch, like, one of these buses comes by every hour on the hour, pretty much. I'll just catch the next one, and I'll just say I missed the first one. That's not lying to my girlfriend at the time. I just say, hey, I wanted to watch the end of this movie. Yada, yada, yada. So I sit down, I watch the movie, and my father, who worked for the city, came home and said, oh, did you hear about the accident? And I'm like, what do you mean accident? He goes, well, over by the plaza, a car went through the intersection, over the median, crashed into a building and hit a woman. I'm like, nah, that sucked. He goes, yeah. It hit her right. She was sitting down, and she was sitting on a bench, and it took her legs off. And I'm like, wait a minute, what intersection was this? And sure enough, it was the same intersection, the same bench at the bus stop that I sat every day waiting to take that bus. And because I had stopped to see Mel Brooks' movie that time, I wasn't sitting on the bus. The point of the process is, this one day I deviated from my everyday plan. I stayed home to watch a movie that I really liked. The person who took my spot sat in that bench, got hit by a car, got both of her legs taken off on impact, and then died a week later. You know, I think about that a lot, and I just kind of wrap my head around it. It's like, every day I did the same thing. I would sit in the same bed, and the one day I didn't was the day I wasn't hit by a car and killed. It's kind of a weird concept to wrap your head around, because I'm sure everybody out there has one of those stories where it's like, if XYZ had happened, I wouldn't be here today, and that's my XYZ. If Mel Brooks' movie that was on HBO at the time hadn't come on, I'd be dead. I never would have, never would have gotten past that day. I would have, well, I mean, a week later, according to what she died. But still, I mean, a week after losing your legs and then dying, that's just, I don't know, man. This is messed up. Again, I'm not trying to weird people out or anything like that. I mean, I'm not saying it's like an amazing coincidence and all that stuff. It was just kind of like one of those situations where, you know, if that one little stupid turn of events hadn't happened, I'd be dead. I wouldn't have got where I am today. I wouldn't have met Danielle. Never would have done anything. I would have died at whatever age I was at the time. So, I owe Mel Brooks my life. I owe Carrie Elway's my life. I owe HBO, whoever is in charge of scheduling, British pronunciation, scheduling movies. That person saved my life. Not really a point to this story. I just wanted to share that because I found a lot of my friends tell stories lately, and it's kind of like, I was trying to think of what my most poignant stories. It's not the most interesting story, I understand. It's just, Could have been me. Could have died. I don't know. Oh yeah, no beard, by the way. No beard. Danielle said was getting kind of ridiculous, so it's gone. And so am I.